And we are live. We are live. The Gamma Effect back at you again with another video as we look at the cause is Western ladies and society. The solution is travel and financial independence. Now, I'm going to take a few different angles on this video, so bear with me. I'm going to skip around a little bit because some things we just been there and done that so much, the shaming and all the different points that Western women make just isn't necessary. So we're going to skip through a little bit, and I'm going to show you the main points and give you a different perspective. We're going to be analyzing demeanor, body language, facial gestures. I got an interesting point on that. So let's get it going. Let me give you a second first to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's really important to all YouTubers. I'm no different. Please hit that subscribe button, especially if you find value in this video. Let me give you about 2 seconds to do that. All right, I appreciate you. Okay, here we go. Let's look at some lovely ladies for a while, then we'll get into this content.
Not be able to speak English properly.
The passport bros movement is getting bigger every day. American men of all backgrounds are leaving in record numbers to find traditional wives in Asia, South America, and Africa. And I tell you what, if the videos and stories on social media are anything to go by, then it's a pretty big deal that you should be paying some attention to.
My babe, and we can go far, we can get away, so we can have a little fun like a holiday. My baby, cheers to our love, so we celebrate it.
How much did he buy you for in the Philippines? You must feel so much better for being with a man who can't get white girls. Actually, I got him at the clearance section at Target. I think he was, I forgot how much you were.
They're just trying to get rid of me. I was free.
The conversation around passport bros has profoundly.
So people ask why I went to Kuala Lumpur to find a wife, and this is why. I have my passport, bro, and she cooks me dinner. Thank you, my servant. You just put it right there. Become a passport, bro.
Whoa! Rock on, freaky bro! Yeah!
Before I got married.
So bear with me a second. I just want to, let it play. And you can see all these Eastern women slam dunking on the West. It's good to see. So just let it vibe for a second. Then we'll get into some commentary.
I had no idea how to cook. In the first year of my marriage, I sucked at cooking. I burned my steak, I burned my rice, and I cooked the chicken raw. Gave my husband salmonella a few times. But look at me now.
How to impress your Thai wife, part 1. So everybody knows when you're having a meal, you finish your plate. But what you might not know to really impress a Thai wife is to always eat every little piece of rice.
Filipino wife for passport
you
bros.
have to do to have a
Okay, this is pretty important. Now, I want you to pay attention to her demeanor, her body language, her facial expressions. This one is kind of picture perfect because you can see the very stark contrast between a nice Eastern woman versus a nice Western woman or a current modern Western woman. Pay attention to how she moves her body, how she moves her hands, and her face around the eyebrow area, the forehead, and of course the smile or no smile. Just check it out. Pay attention as she speaks.
Happy marriage as a Filipino wife. Now, before you start judging, wait till the end because this is just how it is in my culture, so please don't judge. Okay, number one, you have to keep the house impeccably clean, okay? You got to make sure the toilet is spotless. Make sure that you pick up after yourself. There never should be any dishes in the sink, like ever. Okay, number two, you have to make sure that dinner is always ready exactly like they like it. Make sure you ask in advance so that dinner is hot and ready when they get home. Number three, having a massage in the morning and the night is really important. So make sure that you massage the feet, the shoulders, wherever the stress areas are for at least 45 minutes. But note that it could also go up to 2 hours depending on how stressed they are. And that's fine because that makes a marriage happy. And then last but certainly not least, make sure their coffee is ready in the morning. That's really important because they work really hard and you want to make sure that they have everything they need to succeed in their day.
Okay, real quick, and we'll keep looking because at the end it's even important. But you see how she stands in a feminine stance. I think it's really natural for her. Her hands gestures, they're slow and flowing, which symbolizes femininity. It points to her softness and her just her natural self. Even her voice tone and how she has a flowing up and down rhythmic tone. She sounds very feminine. She's not talking aggressively. I haven't heard a cuss word, no insults or name calling, nothing like that. Even when she moves from side to side, it's a kind of a flowing motion. All these things detailed a very, very feminine, happy, bubbly woman. And then you listen to what she's actually saying, and she's just explaining how to have a good Filipino marriage and a household, right? And everything she's explaining is just how to make your man comfortable at all times to be the best man that he can be. And then, of course, it's natural for him to benefit her as he improves his life, her life improves. It's a win-win. To switch roles, it doesn't work like that. Women do not work like that. If you switch roles and you make her life easier while she provides, she will break up with you and berate you and feminize you and the whole thing. Okay, let's keep going.
So that's
your coffee, madam. I trust you'll find it to your liking.
Thank you, babe. Cheers.
See, the whole time she's smiling at him, looking him in the eyes, kind words, kind facial gestures. Everything is just kind. Of course, he's happy. Happy to do something nice for her when he gets a chance. Because that's what men are. We're good people.
For some reason, there's been an...
Now let's look at the contrast. Look at the facial expression. Look at the forehead, eyebrow area. Look at the lines around the mouth. And then look at the words that she says. I'm sure she's going to insult us immediately by calling us some kind of name. I'm sure she's going to use a cuss word. And I'm sure her language is going to be very direct and sharp and aggressive. Let's check it out.
Influx of Passport Bro content on my FYP. And I sincerely hope that those ding-dongs go wherever they go and meet up with green card girlies who take them to the fucking cleaners. Their whole voyage to find a woman overseas is to find someone to subjugate. Someone who doesn't talk back, cooks and cleans, as pretty much of service. It's never about finding a deep connection, a friendship, a bond. It's about a slave. Every one of these passport bros are men that none of us want here. Not a single one. I sincerely hope that the minute that those girls get here and they get their green card, they turn into Houdini and disappear. And that's what a lot of these dudes don't understand. These girls are in it for the bag. They don't like you. They don't want you. Why?
Okay, so just to analyze a little bit of what she said, not much. So just like I thought, yeah, she attacks you right away, calls you names, calls you ding dongs, calls them passport girlies, saying she hopes they take you for. I mean, people who are happy just don't care about these things. They don't talk like this. Obviously, she's miserable. Obviously, guys won't talk to her. Obviously, she thinks she's pretty, but she doesn't understand why men avoid her because she talks like that. You know, her face, her mouth is all tight. Her cheeks are all tight. Nothing she says is pleasant. And she's assuming that like women are just out for the bag. When overseas, yeah, providing is a important part of it, but it's a percentage of the whole entire family unit. And because Western women don't understand a family unit and the nuclear family, they only see the bag. So she assumes that all women are like modern Western women. But they're not. And let me preface by saying not all modern Western women are this way, but it's kind of a majority. Okay, let's keep it moving. I'm going to move past this guy. And this is another good example. Let's watch her facial expressions and what she says, her actual content. See how aggressive it is. See how unpleasant it is. And the points that she's making is going to be straight out of Feminism Handbook. And also, I want to point out, she's going to be repping American. Like, I'm American. You can hear an accent. She's clearly an immigrant. Probably not even second generation, first generation immigrant. So she's talking about, she just was able to get on a plane or a boat and get there. And then, you know, now she's repping like she'd been there for generations and she helped build the country. Didn't build anything. None of them did. They just take advantage of the fact that strong men built it, and now they're shaming strong men, saying they're not motivated and not worthy. What I want to know is, name another man on the planet who has a stronger financial capability than an American man. They have the strongest currency, and you know, they make the most money. Name another man that these American women can get to come to America or from their home country can provide them more than an American man can. It's impossible.
Work, they get educated, and they start making money because they have to. So, and
Thailand 2 years. American women.
The passport bro movement in America exists because men in America, they lack motivation, they're mediocre, and women in America have to work. They get educated and they start making money because they have to. So why would American women have to put up with a man that don't have any of those qualities?
Like I said, she says we're mediocre and lack motivation. Where can they get another man on the planet who can actually be so advanced or elite that they're talking about? Where in the world? We lack motivation. Like, who's doing better than us? That's the crazy thing about it. And like I said, she's like American woman, this and that. You can clearly hear her accent. Like, you can clearly tell that she's a first generation immigrant for sure.
These passport bros, they think they can go to another country and offer this woman, and he says it in the video that if he goes to the Philippines and he offers a woman a better life, he said it right there. He's just basically manipulating these women into thinking that they're gonna have a better life with them, which they might, because they may live in very poor areas.
Okay, so you go to a country like the Philippines and you can offer a better life. And then he says, how's that manipulating if it's true? Because right after she says he's manipulating, she says, well, yeah, maybe he can because she's very poor. Where's the manipulation? You come from a tougher economical situation and a man can provide a step up. And because of that, he's manipulating somehow. Makes no sense. And then they talk about because people are poor, the women in America didn't build the country so that you have the economic prosperity that's there. They have no part in it. They didn't earn any of it. Then they're shaming women who come from, I guess not as developed economic situations. And they talk like those women are less than. The women who are in tougher economical situations didn't have a hand in making that the situation. And the women who are in a more privileged position and a superpower, basically superpower economy, they didn't have a hand in building that either. You're just fortunate. Why don't they be grateful? But instead of being grateful, they're going to talk like this with and use a shaming language. And then once again, let's look at the nonverbal.
Passport bros are like, oh man,
Quality, because they
Are any better than us American women?
Okay, we're just going to check out the nonverbals. We know what she was saying. Now we're looking at it. Look at her face. Look at her eyebrows. Look at around her mouth, how it's tight. Her eyebrows, how it's intense and serious. Nothing feminine about nothing she's doing. Even her fist is all clenched up tight. Nothing feminine about her body language. That's their point. They're so masculine, they don't realize it. And men have these qualities, and they look so similar. It's so unattractive. Okay, let's keep it moving. Enough of looking at her.
Completely different in mindset and culture, and the way they treat men is pretty wholesome too.
This is why Western women is mad. Because look at her, she's pretty, and she's a housewife, and she takes care of 2 kids.
It's not our fault. They didn't even say that we steal their men. No, we don't steal your men. Do your men come in here?
Low blows. They're just clowning Western women right now.
I'm very good at cook, in cleaning. Also, I will serve you.
Oh my God, get out.
Okay, so what that lovely Filipina just said was in response to the question, what do you bring to the table? Western women hate that question. They hate to have to explain because they don't have an answer for it. Their answers are always terrible, like, oh, I make my own money, but I don't want to spend my money. I want to spend yours. You cover everything. So how are you bringing your money to the table if it's not being spent? Makes no sense. This Filipina explains exactly what she brings to the table, and she has no problem doing so. Let's listen one more time to what she's saying.
I'm very good at cook, in cleaning. Also, I will serve you.
Oh my God, get out of here, sis. Over here in the West, we don't play that, okay? We're strong, independent queens who don't need no man. What you talking about? Serving.
I could offer my whole self. No secrets and all. Loyal.
She says, I offer my whole self, no secrets and loyalty. Now let's look at her nonverbal. Let's look at her demeanor.
Okay, we're strong, independent queens who don't need no man. What you talking about? Serving.
I could offer.
See how pleasant she is? She smiles the whole time, and she's not even in the presence of a man. That's just her normal demeanor. We want that.
A man can bring to the table for me. What I can benefit. How I can spend his money.
Well, we American women are now making our own money. So we don't really need these passport bros and some of these men out here. We can buy our own flowers.
Men are luxury items to women at this.
Let's just analyze her facial expression. Her mouth is tight, as you can see. Watch her eyebrows crunch up. We won't even need to listen to what she's talking about. Men are luxury items for women. Got it. Luxury items. Okay. Look how direct she is. Who wants to date that? Imagine you're talking to her, sitting across dinner table, and this is what you're looking at as she talks to you. Really makes me want to, walk through the park and hold her hand, right? Really turns me on. Come on now. It's so clear. So, the cause is the Western ladies in society, of course. Look at them. It can't be any more clear. Look at her. Just sitting across from her and expecting to actually like her. It's impossible. She's so masculine. Her face is so tight. Let's see for a second. I bet you she's saying something shaming.
With men, and that's when y'all are losing your minds.
I will never date American women ever.
It's the same with this man. He's tight around the mouth. You can see the lines around his nose. And then he's got the forehead wrinkles and the eyebrows are speaking direct. But he's a man. That's what men look like. Men are masculine. Men have testosterone. It's a very normal thing. She exhibits the exact same qualities. And then these ladies don't. The Eastern women don't. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The only thing that I will point out is, are we considering that these same women in other countries also are raised a certain way? They have certain expectations of their own men, and are we prepared to fulfill that? When we take our Western selves over to other countries to find love or whatever we're doing, are we considering that we can be adequate or sufficient or whatever for this other person? Or do we even care? That would be my only thing that I would bring up. But you know what? You find love where you find it. And do you, boo-boo?
Black women do not have...
Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and listen to her. And we're going to listen to the tone of her voice and how harsh it is, how aggressive it is, how unladylike and unfeminine it is, right? We're going to listen to that. And then we're also going to listen to the fact that she's going to ask, would he be with her? Would she like him if she was born in America? All that's saying is America makes you a certain way, gives you a certain perspective, and all of these sort of attributes that you prescribe to them, they didn't earn. It's just a result of being from a superpower. They didn't earn it. But the other women have a much softer demeanor because men matter more, because it's just a harder life. They've got to build things. Everything's not handed to them. Everything's not technologically advanced. So let's take a look at her.
A problem with the passport bros. What we have a problem with is on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You're going over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king in all your mediocrity. Don't blame.
Okay, the shaming language is already there. Her perspective is that we're mediocre because she comes from a superpower. Everyone, please take a second to like and subscribe to this video. Hit that notification bell. And let's go ahead and keep it moving. Like and subscribe. Here's a Filipino man that's going to give his perspective, because a lot of women say that the local men aren't going to like you being with their women.
There's always better than you. That's why we strive not to compare ourselves to others. However, given that you don't want your mediocre men, these women, they're happy to have them. Their hearts, their body, their bank account, and their powerful visa.
Okay, that's the one thing I disagree with. Brothers, do not bring them back to the U.S. Don't do the visa thing. Just provide for her either in her country or in another country. You know, I'm a big proponent. I've been to Philippines, Thailand, China. I'm a big proponent of like getting a Filipina and taking her to China, getting a Filipina and taking her to Thailand, providing for her, taking care of her, and helping out her family too. Why not? We can afford it.
Much for that.
I gotta go off of what I've seen. They cater to you to a T. I know someone that has married someone and brought her over here. It looks like she's out of magazine.
She will be a model.
Now, like I said, I'm not a proponent of marrying these women and bringing them back to America. That's going to be the beginning of the end. I'll give it 5 years, and then they start shifting because the propaganda is very strong. The brainwashing is very strong. So I don't recommend that. But he's right. They're beautiful.
Over here, right? Do you think if she was born in America, she would be with him?
She won't. She might be a Karen, just like you.
No, she would not be with them.
Do you know why? Because they're...
No, not because they're poor. Because American women have a perspective based on unearned benefits that they have. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And the nerve of this so-called black woman to talk as if she doesn't know anything about being poor. As if, you know, melanated people such as myself, such as herself, don't know anything about being poor. How dare you turn your nose up at people in tough economic conditions like you don't know what that's like and you're so much better. All these unearned benefits. You got to be kidding me. These women go to school. They're the majority of the college degrees and college students, but they still get all of the or not all, but the majority of the scholarships and grants and different financial vehicles to be able to go to university. Make it make sense. How are you disadvantaged getting all these advantages to gain more education when you're the dominant people who are in the higher learning facilities or institutions in America? Unearned benefit.
Poor!
Ouch! You're so honest. I love you, girl.
I know who I would choose out of those two. One looks natural and feminine. One's not. Okay. Thank you everyone for checking out my effect, the gamma effect here with my commentary, the nonverbal and just the demeanor and the facial expressions and the straight line communication of the West versus the feminine, soft, caring, catering to the man of the Eastern woman. I think it's a really easy decision. All right, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Look out for my next video because this is just pointing out the problem. I'm going to start explaining some solutions and show you how to travel, how to navigate, how to get to certain places. There's a certain method to do it, and I'm going to have the directions. Okay, that's all I got. Peace.